What's up guys, Kennedy here. Let's just compare two different bikes today. We've got a frame set of a racing specific road bike. It's a Cannondale K10, and the other one is the BH Global Concept Triathlon or TT bike. What's the difference between those two? Which one would you want to buy? Which one would you want to try? Let's just put it in this way. Road bike, racing road bike, super light, as aerodynamic as it can be. Triathlon bike, super aerodynamic, as light as it can be. Road bike made for fighting on the roads in the peloton. Triathlon bike made just for you against the time. Road bike quite versatile for uphills, downhills and some crazy speeds. Triathlon bike will not be as easy in handling as the road bike. The road bike must give you the comfort of riding quite aerodynamically for 5-6 hours and then sprinting to the finish. The triathlon bike is made specifically for aerodynamics and creating a power from your legs, so it won't be as comfortable as a even racing road bike. Okay, let's just compare the geometry of both bikes. Of course, the look of the frame set will be completely different. This is aerodynamic. Like very aero tubes. These ones will be more oval, but also now the road bikes will go more into aerodynamics, but never as fast, as much as the triathlon or TT bikes. But if we look at the geometry of those frame sets, we should see that the rider on the triathlon bike is being moved forward because the seat tube angle is much steeper, considerably steeper than the angle of the seat tube on the road bike. So you can see these two are not matched exactly against each other. The bottom bracket of the Cannondale is moved a little bit forward to the against the bottom bracket center of the BH bike, but you can see that the top tube, the seat tube of the triathlon bike is steeper, and the Cannondale is moving a little bit or a lot more to the back with the saddle. So the rider on the triathlon bike will be moved forward. So even though BH is also large size, the top tube length here is just 53 centimeters, and here we've got 56 centimeters. The wheelbase of those two bikes is also completely different. The road bike is much longer, so it will handle better or easier. And of course the geometries of different triathlon bikes can also differ. That's why I'm gonna make another video about Cannondale Super 6 versus Cannondale Slice. So I'm gonna compare the geometries of those two bikes. Slice is different than the BH Global Concept. But let's look at the seat tube length here. Cannondale has here, from the center of the bottom bracket to the center of the top tube, 53 centimeters versus just around 44 on our triathlon bike. So it's a huge difference. It doesn't have to be like that always. Even though the height of the saddle is same, the length of the seat tube between the bottom bracket and the top tube is completely different. You may want to think that this is a extra small or small size, even though it is large. You can also, of course, adjust the height of the saddle on this bicycle, but the height here is pretty much the same. Another difference that we should notice here is also the length of the head tube. On our racing road bike, it's here 155 millimeters, and on the triathlon bike is much smaller. It's around 115. So the rider on the triathlon bike is moved forward and down, because you can see that the handlebar of the triathlon bike will be lower than the handlebar on our racing road bike. As I said, this is a racing road bike, meaning it's not a sportive road bike, it's not a touring bike. So this one is also quite aerodynamic. On the sportive version like Cannondale K10, we would have maybe 15 or 20 millimeters even larger head tube. So that would be even more difference between the road bike and the triathlon bike. Why do we have so much different position? Why do we go so much forward on the triathlon bike? Well, it's basically because we do not just grasp the handlebar as we do on our road bike, even though this triathlon bike has a road bike. handlebar, we are supporting our upper body on our elbows. So our position on the bike will be also completely different. I'm going to show you that in the bike fitting section of my videos. But also another thing we should consider when thinking about buying bike is our weight transfer. We don't want to be moved too much forward on the bicycle, because if we put so much weight on the front wheel, it will handle quite okay on the flat roads, but on the downhills the things can get quite dangerous for us. So which bike would you want to have? Of course, the road bike will give you the opportunity to ride for a whole day. The triathlon bike will be not as comfortable. If you're riding often with your buddies, if you're going often out for the group rides, the road bike is just fine. It's just best option for that. But if you're ready to give up some of your comfort and you're riding just all alone and you love the speed, the triathlon bike will be something super exciting for you as well. It's true that the triathlon bike will mean a higher speed, but you don't have to have the gearing ratio for the triathlon or time trial bike specific, because that would be maybe too hard for your everyday rides on your bike, even in the aero position. For example, this BH bike has just the standard 53 by 39 chainrings in the front, and then a super standard rear cassette. It's the 10-speed Ultegra 10-speed. It's the 1125, I believe, 11 or even 1225. So you don't have to have like some crazy strong gearing ratio, because yeah, you will be riding faster, but maybe instead of riding 35 kilometers per hour, you'll be riding 40 kilometers per hour. So you don't have to have the gearing that would enable you to still be pedaling on like 70, 80, 90 kilometers per hour. The road bike and the triathlon bike are so much different that I would rather like to have just both. You don't have to spend so much money for buying a full carbon, super expensive bicycle. So you can just find something cheaper and try both a road bike and a triathlon bike. Of course, the road bike is the one that will give you so much fun on your everyday road rides, like some uphills or some roads in the mountains with lots of cornering. Road bike will be just great for that purpose, but you really like the speed and you want to be focusing on your body and you want to learn how to pace, the triathlon bike will be just great option. And of course, that would be the bike to take for some local triathlon races and finally maybe an Ironman. Alright, that's it. The road bike will be lighter, will be more versatile, but the triathlon bike will be faster. The super aerodynamic and short geometry of the triathlon bike can also cause the problem with the shoe overlap, meaning that you would hit the front wheel easily with your shoe, especially if you're using some large size shoes. This one is the MTB shoe. That could be the problem. So it would be just the best thing for you to check it out. Just sit on the bike in your shoes and check the shoe overlap problem. If you're not able to do that, you can also ask the seller to measure the distance between the axle of the pedal and the front wheel. One more thing to bear in mind when buying a triathlon bike is also that normally the triathlon bike would be sold with the aero bar. So it's a flat bar that won't give you the opportunity to ride on the hoods, because there won't be any hoods or on the drops. You will only have your brake levers just at the end of the aero bars and your shifting levers here on the extension. So it won't be also that comfortable. This one, as we can see, was just sold for people who would like to kind of ride something in between, but with this shorter reach on this BH triathlon bike, even riding on the hoods or drops would not be that comfortable and would not even make so much sense, because this bar doesn't really fit to the triathlon specific bar. So remember, if you are buying triathlon bike, just be careful of what kind of bars you would have The aero bar, of course, will be the best one. The road specific bar like this one will not really fit into triathlon bike, but you can still use it, so it was something in between. And one more word about the tire choice. Of course, the thinner tires, the more aerodynamic you're gonna be. On this bicycle, for example, we have some Michelin lithium 23mm tires, and I do believe that we would be able to fit in there the 25 mils. But if you like riding some tires like 28mm or even wider, you would probably not be able to fit them into a triathlon frame set. So just bear in mind the gearing ratio, the tires, the handlebar, and of course the saddle will be different, because the position of the saddle also will be different on the triathlon and on the road bike. I hope you liked this video. I'm gonna upload very soon the other one about Cannondale Slice, a Cannondale Super 6 geometries. We'll compare that one, and if you have some more questions, just put them below beneath the video. We're gonna talk about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.